Hey everybody, welcome back to Travel Trailer Nation. I thought it would be a good time to basically do an industry update on shipments that have taken place to RV dealerships over the last 10 months at this point. And what does that mean for us in general? So when we talk about shipment information, that's coming from the RVIA. And if you'd like to see their reports, you can certainly go out to their site at rvia.org and then click on the link that says view all reports, and you'll be able to see the shipment information for yourself. But one thing to keep in mind is shipments don't equate to sales. They just equate to pulling inventory to the lot. So, take that for what it's worth. So let's talk about where they are so far. If you don't know who the RVIA is, they're basically a lobbying group for the RV industry and parts suppliers to those manufacturers. And they basically lobby against any regulations or legislation that could impact the RV industry. And I'm really not a big fan of theirs because I think they're detrimental to the RV industry. They set some standards that are pretty low bar for RV manufacturing. And I think that they're inhibiting the quality of RVs, and I'm going to attach a link below so that you guys can get a flavor for what I'm talking about. But on with the update. Overall, the RV industry's shipments went up 7% over last year. These are year-to-date numbers right now. However, that's all shipments of RVs, so that includes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, pop-up campers, truck campers, Class A, B, and C, motorhomes. So remember, however, that 2023 was a really bad year for the industry. They were down 37%, mainly because they had come out of COVID. And when you look at travel trailers right now, they're up 17.4%. Fifth wheels are only up 2%. And I'm thinking that some of that, and this is just my opinion, may have to do with all the frame flex issues that are going on and how it's being portrayed across YouTube. So I think that might be dampening people's spirits to get into a fifth wheel at this point. Pop-ups are down 18.3%, and truck campers are down 12%. But you have to remember, though, that the shipments on those are very small. I mean, the numbers that go out every month are very small, so it doesn't take much of a drop to really affect those numbers. So overall, though, the towable market is up 13.2% over last year. But if you look at the entire RV market, they're only up 7%. And here's the really interesting part. Class A, B, and C motorhomes are all down in the double digits. So Class A and B are both down 32%, and Class C is down 17%. So right now, all the motorhomes are down in 2023. Some of this may be driven by the bad press that they're also getting on some of the YouTube channels where people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and ending up with a lemon. And then I think what else might be driving this, and I can't be certain, but there are a number of states that are basically trying to say, hey, unless the manufacturer makes a certain percentage of their motorhomes electric, they can't sell the regular gas-powered or diesel-powered motorhomes. So, this is just speculation on my part. I can't really dig into the numbers that much to know what's going on, but this would just be kind of what comes to the top of my mind. And I kind of wanted to go through from 2017 forward for you guys, so you kind of see what's going on in the industry. So in 2017, they had a really good year. They were up 17.2% in shipments over 2016. Then in 2018, they were up 4% over 2017. And then 2019 came along and they dropped 16%. 2020, they were up 6%. And then and this is when COVID started. So you start to see this ramp up later in the year of 2020. And then in 2021, they had a banner year where they were up 39.5%. Then coming out on the reverse side later in 2022, they drop 18%. And in 2023, they're down 37%. And then I'm going to guess right now that they are going to be up about 10% over last year's numbers, which probably won't be too hard to match if you figure they dropped 37% last year. But back to towables, we're nowhere where we were in 2017 when there were 504,000 units that were manufactured, or 2021 when there were 600,000. In fact, in 2023, we're about half of that. We're at 347,000 or something like that. However, because even though the production's dropped off, do you think the quality's gone up? I haven't seen it. And I typically hate the government getting involved in anything and regulating anything, but given how these have been slapped together and all the issues that are going on right now in the RV industry, maybe it's time for some regulation, because these things are going down the highway. And, there's a lot of innocent people on the highway when you're towing your rig by them, and it wouldn't take much to create a pretty horrible accident. In fact, right now, the National Highway and Transportation Safety Administration is actually doing an investigation into Winnebago because of the Grand Design fifth wheels that are having all the frame flex issues, primarily in their Momentum and Solitude models. So we'll see where that goes. In my mind, they could be investigating a lot more than just frame flex, because I feel all these models, across the industry are probably under-engineered. Axles are probably just right where they need to be for the max weight instead of over-engineering those, and the springs. Not to mention that the wiring seems to be different depending on who did the wiring. Plumbing connections from PEX to flexible hose. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of things that could be done so much better. And even if it costs more to the consumer, they'd be willing to pay it. So folks, regardless of new or used, do yourself a favor. Get an RV inspector to come out, and look at your RV and give you the thumbs up before you purchase. Because let's face it, RV numbers and shipments, depending on whether they're high or low, it doesn't really move the bar on quality. So you have to look out for yourself, because no one else is going to do it. So until next time, happy camping.